When I was a young kid, I didn't realize this whole package I had going on. I thought I was just a normal kid living life, but other people let me know that I was different. And so there was a time, I was probably in 3rd grade, and I remember it was hot because when I jumped off onto the field, my butt cheeks were on fire. I jumped out of my wheelchair, we're about to play recess, and the kids are playing kickball. And the pitcher walks up and the catcher said something that I'll never forget. He said, "How are you going to let a cripple score on you?" I'm in 3rd grade. I don't even know what this word means, but I know that it's negative. I know that it had this negative connotation. And so, why me? I just beat you fair and square. I don't even have legs and I beat you. Why do I have to be born like this? Why do I have to be born with no legs and one arm? Why do the kids have to make fun of me? Why do I have to go through these challenges? And so I asked myself, Nick, what are you going to do? So sophomore year came around and my older brother was a wrestler. All my best friends were wrestlers, and I just thought wrestling was the most coolest thing in the world. I always looked up to wrestlers. And so I came into school one day and my friends were like, "Nick, why don't you try wrestling?" And I said, "I can't. My arm." This arm was about 5 inches longer than it is now. And my bone was growing faster than my skin. If I would have hit my arm hard enough, my bone would have came through my skin. I was like, all right, I'm going to figure this out. And so I came home one day. I'm sure my mom remembers this very clearly. "Mom and Dad, I want to be a wrestler." My mom was like, "Oh no, Nick. God forbid. Wrestling's the most physical sport. What are you going to do if your bone comes through your skin? What are you going to do then?" I looked at them and I said, "Can we cut it off?" They said, "First off, Nick, the right word is amputate. You're so aggressive with your words. But can we do something about it? It's holding me back." And, they said, "Nick, is this something that you really want to do?" And I said, "Yeah, I want to become a wrestler. This is something that I really want to do." And, my sophomore year, my parents went ahead and scheduled the appointment for me to amputate my arm. And so they lasered 5 inches of my bone off. And I remember right before I went into surgery, I looked at the doctor. I said, "Doc, if I can't beat someone over the head with this when I come out, we're going to have a problem." I had about 17 stitches in my arm, and I go back to school with this big smile. I swear I was the happiest kid that just cut his arm off. And I remember how excited I was. I remember how excited I went back to school. I looked at these people. I said, "I'm going to become a wrestler." But the one thing I want you to self-reflect on is, what are you willing to give up for your dreams? What are you willing to sacrifice to be successful? I hope it's not a limb like me. But what are those limiting beliefs that you need to let go? That you need to cut off? That we're not good enough, smart enough, pretty enough, whatever it may be. So my junior year, I was a JV wrestler. And I was 0-20. But my senior year, I was the 106-pound varsity wrestler. And my record was 2-17. And that was 2 more wins I got the previous year. And you know what that's called? Winning. Progress. No one's coming to save you. The only person that's going to make a drastic change in your life, whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, the only person that is going to dig you out of your hole is who? You. And that's all I wanted people to see, because in life all deals us a deck of cards, right? You may think your deck of cards is amazing. You may think your deck of cards is mediocre. You may think your deck of cards is very bad. But it's our duty to play that hand to the best of our ability. If you agree, say yes. What I've realized over the 23 years of my life, it's not the physical body that holds us back. The biggest disability you can have is a bad mindset. What are you willing to sacrifice for your dreams? What are you willing to give up? And when you walk outside of these doors, what are the limiting beliefs that you're going to let go?